In this episode, we'll delve into the heartwarming reunion between Bonney and Vegapunk, the ruthless experiments conducted by Saint Saturn, and the hidden secrets behind the powers of the Age fruit. The events that transpired in the past between Vegapunk and Bonney shed light on the complexity of their characters and how their past choices are impacting the present. Furthermore, the conspiracy orchestrated by Saint Saturn highlights the dark aspects of power struggles and individual sacrifices in the world of One Piece, painting a grim picture of suffering. Exploring the abilities and limitations of the Age fruit offers insights into the intricacies of devil fruits and how they shape the abilities and destinies of characters. We're breaking down these hot topics from Japan in an easy-to-understand manner, so make sure to stick around to the end. If you find yourself captivated by the depth of this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And if Bonney's revenge resonates with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's dive right into the heart of the matter. Bartholomew Kuma's tormented past and the depth of his thoughts throughout his life were fully experienced by Bonney through the memories bestowed by the pawpaw fruit, leading her to a profound emotional outpouring in the previous episode. In today's segment, we find Bonney somewhat composed, engaging in a conversation with Dr. Vegapunk, who was nearby. Up until now, Bonney had viewed Vegapunk as an adversary, the enemy of her father, Kuma. However, unbeknownst to her, several critical facts had eluded her understanding. These included Kuma's deep trust in Vegapunk, the revelation that Bonney herself was afflicted by an incurable disease for which Vegapunk was her savior, Vegapunk's relentless efforts to save Kuma, and the existence of a peculiar friendship between the two. For Bonney, who was unaware of these circumstances, her antagonism towards Vegapunk might have seemed justified at the time. Despite this, she harbored a profound gratitude for the numerous actions Vegapunk had taken on behalf of Kuma and herself. With a heart full of remorse, Bonney embraced Vegapunk, uttering a simple, "I'm sorry." It was this moment that marked the reconciliation between Bonney and Vegapunk. The mystery behind what Vegapunk mentioned as something to give to Bonney has been unveiled. It turns out to be a sun necklace made of sapphires, a 10th birthday present from Kuma to Bonney. Just as Kuma embraced the teachings of the sun god Nika, a guiding principle passed down from his father, he chose this necklace, embodying the sun, as a poignant gift for his beloved Bonney. Interestingly, the disease that afflicted Bonney and her mother, Jenny, was known as sapphire scales, which resonates with an alternate name for sapphire, blue jade. The gemstone, once linked to the illness that tormented them, now symbolizes Bonney's identity as a pirate, known as Jewelry Bonney, a twist of fate indeed. This necklace might also signify an acknowledgement of Bonney's maturity and a blessing for her new beginnings. We'll delve deeper into this later, but the sun necklace appears to symbolize the ideals of the sun god Nika that Kuma and Bonney aspire to. While it currently seems merely a gift from father to daughter, there's a hint that it could play a pivotal role in concluding the Egghead arc. While Bonney has grown to appreciate Vegapunk, contrasting sentiments dwell within Vegapunk himself, who harbors deep regrets for not being able to do more for Kuma and Bonney. He apologetically deems himself just a hired scientist, as if belittling his own worth. This apology to Bonney sheds light on the profound emotions Vegapunk has carried for many years. "I'm merely a genius scientist, employed by the government, Dr. Vegapunk." Dr. Vegapunk Lilith. "Me? Just a hired genius scientist, Dr. Vegapunk?" Dr. Vegapunk Atlas. Looking back, the satellites often used the phrases "justa" and "hired" as if they were catchphrases during introductions. Initially, phrases like "justa," coming from the world's greatest genius, felt somewhat sarcastic. However, understanding these words as a self-deprecating reflection of a genius who couldn't even save a friend adds a layer of depth to their meaning. This perspective dispels the rumors about Vegapunk being the final villain of the Egghead arc, or having the affiliations favoring the world government. Though obsessed with his inventions, Vegapunk has always cared deeply for his friend Kuma and Kuma's daughter, Bonney, showcasing his humane and compassionate nature. Will Vegapunk's role as a hired scientist take precedent, or will his loyalty as a friend to Kuma and Bonney emerge victorious? Given his compassionate behavior towards Bonney, it seems Vegapunk might ultimately betray the government, guided by his own emotions. With developments like the Seraphim and the activation of the Giants, it appears Vegapunk is on the verge of openly opposing the world government, signaling a significant shift in the narrative. In the Egghead arc, we're confronted with one of the 5 elders, Saint J. Garcia Saturn, who until recent revelations from Kuma's memory appeared to be a negotiable and somewhat understanding figure. However, a shocking truth emerges that overturns such impressions. Bonney, "The power you wield was bestowed upon you by me," he reveals. It was an experiment where the essence of a devil fruit was given to a child who couldn't directly consume the fruit itself. St. J. Garcia Saturn. Astoundingly, it's disclosed that the devil fruit Bonney consumed, the age fruit, was actually administered to her as an infant through St. Saturn's experimental essence. Moreover, the incurable disease sapphire scales, which led to Ginny's demise, was also a result of side effects from St. Saturn's drug experiments, and it was inherited by Bonney. Therefore, the life for a cure bargain Kuma struck with St. Saturn was, albeit unintentionally on Kuma's part, a solution to a predicament St. Saturn himself had orchestrated. This was essentially a case of creating a problem only to solve it, a manipulative act akin to setting fire only to put it out. The recent revelations have clarified that sapphire scales is not merely a disease, but a side effect of some form of drug experimentation, potentially tying into a significant world government-related plotline. The true nature of this drug experimentation remains undisclosed, raising suspicions about its purposes. Given St. Saturn's title as the warrior god of science and defense, it's plausible that these experiments are conducted for the world government, possibly even for the enigmatic Imu-sama. Should these experiments prove successful without adverse effects, they could pose an even greater threat to the government's adversaries, potentially leading to the creation of biological weapons akin to Shinokuni. St. Saturn's actions not only established him as a formidable villain, but also as an entity beyond understanding and reconciliation with Luffy and his crew. His disdainful remarks, reminiscent of the Celestial Dragon's arrogance, further underline this divide. Try to see it from my perspective. Do you expect me to comprehend the feelings of mere insects? Impossible. St. J. Garcia Saturn. This statement reflects St. Saturn's contemptuous view of humans, other than celestial dragons, as nothing more than pests, suggesting that any form of dialogue or negotiation is merely superficial. However, this also indicates the inception of an outright confrontation with the celestial dragons, potentially marking a pivotal moment where Luffy and his allies come to recognize the celestial dragons as their true adversaries in the grand scheme of One Piece. A fascinating fact has come to light about the ability of Jewelry Bonney's devil fruit, the age fruit. It was revealed that her powers were bestowed upon her in infancy, through an experimental essence administered by St. Saturn as part of his experiments. This experiment leveraged Dr. Vegapunk's findings, which unveiled that the traits of Paramecia-type devil fruits could be copied into the special green blood of seraphims. However, an even more astonishing discovery was made, beyond mere copying. It's possible to extract essence directly from devil fruits and inject it into humans to manifest the fruit's abilities. This revelation holds profound significance in devil fruit research, suggesting that if it's feasible to extract the essence of a devil fruit's power and administer it to humans, it might also be plausible to extract this essence from a fruit's wielder, thereby transferring the ability to a non-user. Furthermore, introducing a different devil fruit essence could allow for the switching of abilities. This implies that the extraction of devil fruit powers might have been the true intent behind St. Saturn's experiments. It suggested that Jewelry Bonney's acquisition of the age fruit's powers through such unique means was part of an experimental endeavor. However, a significant vulnerability of the age fruit was uncovered. According to St. J. Garcia Saturn, while the fruit allows transformation into any conceivable future, each brush with reality narrows the range of the futures one can choose from. This insight by St. Saturn reveals the intrinsic nature of the age fruit's power, highlighting a profound limitation and depth of its ability. When Bonney embarked on her journey, her ability, Distortion Future, which overwhelmed CP8's Alpha, was incredibly powerful, thanks to her childlike ability to dream boundlessly. However, after over 2 years of life as a pirate, Bonney was confronted with the harsh realities of life and the existence of impossibilities. Through these experiences, she learned to accept her own limitations, leading to a gradual narrowing of the futures she could choose from. Eventually, she began to feel that a future where she becomes Nika was impossible, significantly reducing the potency of her power. Moreover, her ability to manipulate others' ages proved utterly ineffective against St. Saturn. This might be due to the powerful aura akin to Conqueror's Haki that St. Saturn exudes, but another possibility is immortality. Rumors have long suggested that the Five Elders have not changed in appearance or age, even in their past dealings with Kuma, hinting at their near immortal status. Furthermore, it's unclear whether St. Saturn, who deems humans as mere insects, ever experience a childhood similar to that of ordinary people. It may be due to the absence of the concept of age for Saint Saturn, but it appears that Bonney's abilities from the age fruit to manipulate others' ages doesn't affect him. At any rate, it has become clear that, as things stand, Bonney's powers have no effect on Saint Saturn whatsoever. However, this could be seen as a sort of foreshadowing, because currently, at Bonney's side is Luffy, who has transformed into Gear 5, the very Nika that both Kuma and Bonney dreamed of. St. J. Garcia Saturn has remarked, "It seems that within this person, the white figure of Nika and the straw hat are not yet connected." This monologue by St. Saturn could be a flag, suggesting that recognizing Luffy as Nika might reopen the possibilities for the future Bonney thought impossible of becoming Nika. And this could well be laying the groundwork for an explosive enhancement of the age fruit's powers. Currently, Bonney stands powerless in front of Saint Saturn, unable to even utter a sound of fear, facing absolute despair. In the midst of this dire situation, an unexpected figure joins the battle. Bonney's father, Kuma, who is supposed to have completely lost his self-awareness. As Dragon and Ivankov have speculated, Kuma is now operating merely on fragments of instincts. Despite this, he precisely deflects a laser aimed at Bonney by a Navy Commodore, protecting her from harm. Moreover, he takes an attack from Saint Saturn's spider-like legs on his back, clearly shielding Bonney. Astonishingly, when Kuma raises his fist to counterattack, it's imbued with the effects of armament hockey. This level of combat prowess is hard to reconcile with the idea that he's acting on mere instinctual fragments. Protecting Bonney could be experienced as a paternal instinct, but the use of hockey introduces a different dimension to the equation. After all, hockey, by its very nature, is the power of will. According to the Vivre card, hockey is the effect of materializing the power of will that every person harbors within as a weapon. In Luffy's case, it seems his clear and strong will to protect his comrades towards becoming the Pirate King and to defeat those who rob freedom enhances his hockey. Normally, Kuma, who had his ego completely stripped away, would hardly be able to use hockey. However, if Kuma could use armament hockey, it suggests that his love for Bonney transcends science and manifests in a powerful way. It's as if the ego stripped away by Saint Saturn is being intensely ignited by the deep-seated emotions like love and anger sleeping within his body, moving an almost extinguished self. This could have led to the revival of his hockey, yet it's questionable how long this adrenaline rush state can last. There's a chance that Kuma might expend all his hockey suitable for a head-on battle with Saint Saturn in this single moment. But here comes the critical part about the self-destruction device implanted in Kuma. Despite Dr. Vegapunk's opposition, it's believed that Saint Saturn had the device installed in Kuma. If Kuma's rallying this much to protect Bonney, it's likely that this climax might involve using the self-destruction device to deliver a significant blow to Saint Saturn. Given Kuma's current condition, it's doubtful he can sustain a prolonged fight. A scenario where Kuma, who has been continuously stripped of freedom and self by the heinous Saint Saturn, delivers a final counterattack is probably on the horizon. Kuma takes a stand against Saint Saturn to protect Bonney, while the fallen Kizaru, with thoughts of Sengoku and Bonney, shows signs of regaining his strength. Furthermore, with Gear 5 deactivated, Luffy is seen consuming food rapidly, possibly with someone's assistance, hinting at an imminent comeback. Episode 1103 gives off the vibe that Luffy and his crew's counterattack is just around the corner, no matter how one looks at it. As for who might be providing Luffy with food, Caribou seems like a likely candidate, given his presence on Egghead Island and his Swamp Fruit's suitability for stealth operations, evidenced by the distorted ground around Luffy as he eats. There's also the possibility of it being the work of someone with optical camouflage, like a satellite, Stussy, or one of the Seraphim. Yet, it's unlikely any of these characters can turn the tide of battle significantly. That leaves Luffy, Kuma, and Bonney as the ones to potentially defeat Saint Saturn, with the most thrilling development being both Luffy and Bonney transforming into Nika. As previously mentioned, Bonnie's age fruit is shown to have a clear weakness by Saint Saturn. The more she knows reality, the weaker she becomes. A prime example is the distortion future, her formidable power at the start of her journey, which now seems utterly ineffective against Saint Saturn. Ichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, has always emphasized the importance of holding onto dreams, standing in stark contrast to the notion that dreams are finite. As Oda himself has expressed, His dream is for Japanese manga to one day be recognized at prestigious platforms like the Emmy or Academy Awards. Oda's comments at Jump Festa 2024 clearly demonstrates his embodiment of the principle of relentlessly pursuing one's dreams. Given this background, it's inconceivable that Oda would conclude that dreams do not come true as one becomes an adult. Therefore, a storyline where Bonney reclaims her dream of becoming Nika again and inflicts significant damage on Saint Saturn is almost certainly in the cards. With hints currently pointing towards reactivation of Luffy's Gear 5, the anticipation for a double Nika transformation featuring both Bonney and Luffy is high. Should this awaited scenario come to pass, it would mean that Luffy and Bonney, embodying the Nika that Kuma aspired to be for the oppressed, are entrusted with the future. Kuma's life has been a series of tragic events, and it's hoped that within the Egghead arc, his sacrifices will finally be rewarded. Ultimately, the decisive blow against Saint Saturn, the nemesis of Kuma, Ginny, and Bonney, should fittingly come from the other Nika that Bonney is set to transform into. That's all for today. This channel posts summaries, explanations, and ranking videos related to One Piece. If you like One Piece, we would be happy if you could support us by subscribing to our channel and commenting. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video.